Good morning. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Good morning, and thank you to the Unity Singers for that wonderful opening. Welcome to Unity of New Braunfels, and let me be the first or one of many today to wish you a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and all of those who are showing up in balance to the divine feminine energy that we celebrate and honor on this day. And let's take a moment to welcome all of you that are streaming on our live stream, on YouTube Live, or on Facebook Live. This would be a great time to start a watch party or share our link to really spread the celebration of moms today. I am Maggie Alderman, the ministerial intern here at Unity New Braunfels, and I'm joined with Reverend Gary Kanye, our senior minister. And Reverend Gary, would you join us in our gathering prayer today?
I would love to. And so let's settle in. If it's comfortable to close your eyes, if you're driving, don't do that. Because we have lots of people here with us. And so let's take deep breaths and center into this now moment. And this is where we greet that divine feminine energy and the divine whole energy that guides us, nurtures us, restores us. And within that, we come together on this Sunday celebration service to do this, to honor motherhood, the nurturers. So right now, in your heart, let the love and gratitude flow to mothers. This could be your biological mother. It could be someone who stepped in and mothered you or mentored you or gave you, giving you wonderful support. And this is why we value motherhood and we honor it in our lives. And on this very special day in spring, we open our hearts to this energy, that feminine energy. And what a blessing it is to know this truth, that we have that same energy within us. Whether we're male or female, that energy is all around us. And this gives us a reason for being. It what brings life, it's passion and it's juice, it's birth and rebirth and growth. And we're grateful for this. And so let's settle into this moment and allow this time we have together to be truly an honoring of that felt sense. And from that gratitude, we are so grateful for God for all these many blessings. Thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Well, thank you for being in unity and in this time together. And Maggie, take on.
All right, we're going to light our Christ candle. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was Easter, we invited anyone who's tuning in to join us in having your own Christ candle. It can be a lighter candle or an LED, and this is the time where we want to just honor that light that is represented in each of us as the Christ light that is burning and indwelling, fueling us and moving us forward through this thing called life. And though at the end of this service we will blow that light out, we know it is forever lit within each of us, and we are grateful.
Truly. Thank you, Maggie. Unity is a spiritual community that fosters personal transformation for healing, for wholeness, and for an intimate connection with the divine. We do this through affirmative prayer and meditation that opens us to realize our oneness with God. Now, we honor the light that lives in all religious and spiritual traditions, for we know the light shining through every stained glass window, through every mosque dome, through every cathedral or chapel or church tent, is the very same light shining in us. And we call that light God. Now we know that what we believe, what we say, creates our experience. And when we say what we believe with conviction, with breath behind it, what I like to say with gusto, it ignites a powerful force in the universe. So let's give that a try. Let's say this great truth with gusto together. There is only one presence, one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And so it is. And now, some special music with the Unity Singers, a song by Ron Bretsky, Living in Love.
When I see the waves rising on a steady blue sea, well, will they toss me asunder? What do I believe? Will my comforts be taken? In fear of loss will I pray, or will I see through those dark clouds that which always remains? Days much brighter, and my load is much lighter. I can feel the fire when I'm living in love. Living in love. Living in love. When my love has no border, separation will cease. In an act of forgiveness, I will be set free. When I feel our connection in the midst of the storm, I find the peace in which we were born. Days much brighter, my load is much lighter.
Thank you, Unity Singers. What a blessing that is. And we've got mothers in the house. We've got Emily Briggs, we've got Maggie Alderman, and our board member, Heather Sullivan. And she's going to lead us in the daily word. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. And today the daily word is Mother's Blessing. I honor all mothers and am grateful for their love. I bless my mother and am grateful to her for the gift of nurturing love. Whether my mother is still with me or has passed on, her love still lives in my heart and her wisdom continues to inspire me. I am grateful for the many ways my mother has blessed me. I also feel deep appreciation and tender affection for all those who have blessed me with their selfless gift of motherly love. I would not be who I am without them. Through the living example of the mothers in my life, I pass along the blessings of a mother's care and devotion as I embrace opportunities to share an affirming thought, an encouraging word, a smile, or a simple act of kindness. I honor my mother and all mothers as I share the love of God that never fails. And from Proverbs 31:26, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. And if you'd affirm with me again, I honor all mothers and am grateful for their love.
Thank you, Heather. And now let us take a moment to bring into our minds and in our hearts what our vision is for ourselves, for our church community, and how we carry that vision walking and talking out into the world. And it is, if you would join me, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And as we take these steps towards our vision, we'll use our mission as a way of accomplishing that powerful goal. So with gusto, acknowledging the divinity within, we welcome and empower all through fellowship, education, and service to our community and the world.
And our core value, Heather is with us again.
Today's core value is empowering. I am empowered with the energy and strength of spirit. So during these times, I've had to be a lot more intentional on setting additional time to meditate or journal. Those are the things that I do to regularly connect with spirit and feel that kind of burst of energy and synergy in my life. And I found myself a little off kilter this week. And so I went outside and I sat on my back patio during the full moon. And I have this windmill that came from my grandmother's house. When I was growing up, she had a house at the lake. And I'm not real sure how it came to my life. I was trying to track it down with my sister, but somehow for like the last 15 years, it has held space in my backyard. And I sat there and I just enjoyed the peace and the quiet and the lightning bugs and the rays of the moon and looking at that windmill and feeling completely connected to her through God, through the universe. And it was such a motivation for me and helped to build me up to make sure I could make it through the rest of the week feeling strong and confident. So again, if you'd affirm empowering with me.
I am empowered with the energy and strength of spirit.
Thank you, Heather. Well, for our announcements, you may not be aware of it, but there is a large team of willing individuals who've come together for our campus beautification, lending their skill and their artistry and their blood, sweat to the tending of the landscaping, repairing the ramp for the shed, developing the whole area around the labyrinth. We now have a monarch butterfly way station and the nature sanctuary. It is just so beautiful. So if you want to experience that, you can come to the church and walk in our labyrinth, sit in our nature sanctuary and drink in the beauty that these individuals have brought to our campus beautification. So in our hearts and in our hands, let's give them applause and thank you for all that great work. And it really is quite beautiful.
Starting this Tuesday, May 12th at 7 o'clock, we are having a new Zoom support group. And this is about grief. So Courtney Holton and Joanne Kelly are going to be starting a facilitated group to really air out grief and look at all of the multiple ways that we may be experiencing the sense of loss through what we've had as COVID-19 in our culture, in our world right now. So, and it's not limited to that. So if it's anything that is coming up and the multiple facets of grief and how that shows up for you, please plan to join this group on Zoom starting this Tuesday and get some support around it.
Beautiful. And the link for that is in the newsletter. You can go to the newsletter, get the link. You received an email separately with a short survey. It was also in the newsletter, and we ask you to please fill out. It's very short. It's 4 questions, and it will give us some information about the best times to offer these ways to connect and what you want. So please answer that survey. It's really easy.
So the grief Zoom link will be in the newsletter. We still have our daily coffee and chat, our daily word wrap, and multiple different ways of classes and connections that are going on throughout the week. And they are still via Zoom. So if you don't want to miss an opportunity to connect, to laugh with others, to feel the support of what is available to you through our church community and the community beyond, please make sure you are getting your email. If you're not, contact the church, because in there is a valuable list in your newsletter of all of the links, the dates, the times, and the places that you want to be sure to be.
Beautiful. Financially, we are doing so well. Thank you for I think this is the 7th week in a row we are in the black. So our income this week was it's last week, but for this accounting, $4,525. Our expenses were $3,783.13. And our bank balance is $2,585.30, and our prudent reserve now has $8,134.25. I'm so grateful that we are on top of this, and you're willing to purposely give is keeping this campus alive and keeping all of our ability to keep us in good order. Thank you. And we are blessed. We love being green. That's good.
And on Wednesday night, we've been having our healing and wholeness service. And this Wednesday, on May 13th, with Linda Gillespie, our LUT and assistant minister, and just godmother of this campus.
Absolutely.
Really. She is going to be the facilitator of our service this Wednesday, and it's going to be holding sacred space, creating a container for healing. And I can't think of a more appropriate topic and a perfect person to be giving that message. So mark your calendars and make sure you tune into that.
Beautiful. And following the service today, there's a Zoom link in the newsletter where you can come and join us, and we'll have a talk about the talk. You can make comments, you can ask questions directly following the service. And now, it's our congregational song, Give Me Oil in My Lamp by Cedarmont Kids.
Give me oil in my lamp, keep
Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King.
Give me joy
In my heart, keep me singing, singing, singing. Give me joy in my heart, I pray. Give me joy in my heart, keep me singing, singing, singing. Keep singing till the break of day. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King.
Give me
Love in my heart, keep me serving, serving, serving. Give me love in my heart, I pray. Give me love in my heart, keep me serving, serving, serving. Keep me serving till the break of day. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King.
Woo! That is good. And for this wonderful Mother's Day, May 10th, wow. Here we
Flying
are.
by.
It's just what a blessing. And our talk title today is The Power of Motherly Love. And this is, I love being able to take a moment and honor mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our own mothers, it's our grandmothers, it's our stepmothers, it's our motherly friends, maybe it's our sisters. It might even be the single fathers who've embodied
Absolutely.
that divine spirit of giving and nurturing. It's all part of it. And so I think this is going to be a real fascinating service. And we've got some videos for you. And there's first one being brought to you by yours truly.
One of the things I'd say about my mom is that she is a dancer. She was a professional dancer before she got married, and growing up, she was always dancing. In fact, when Owen and I got married on May 6th, 30 years ago, she did an interpretive dance as part of our ceremony. Touched my heart. And living in Hawaii, Mom would come to Hawaii and she'd come to my hula classes and learn hulas, and we'd dance hula together. And one of my favorite hulas was composed by a great Maui musician called Ke'ali'i Raichel. And he wrote a song about his mother, comparing to one of the mountains on Maui where he grew up, comparing the strength of the mountain and the flexibility and the clouds and the rain, and how it's all a nurturing environment for life. And so I can't see any better way to honor my mom this Mother's Day than to dedicate this hula, Mana Leo, to her.
He aloha no mauna leo, ilohia e ke kilihuna, kohua hua no kauka, he kamalangi kamaehu kai ka hanue, he kamalei kamahiva pai kalanie, kalanie. He aloha no mauna leo, ilohia e ke kilihuna, kohua hua no kauka, he kamalani kamaehu kai ka hanoe He kamale kamahiva kalanie Pohina ka ohukolo Kahiko no ka poliolu Apoia na kualono He ina hi alo alohae Hi poli hi le hi lanie Hi lanie Pohina ka ohukolo Kahiko no ka poliolu Apoia na kualono He ina hi alo alohae Hi poli hi le hi lanie Hi lanie Eia kule aloha No mauna leo I kanani Ohu ohu I kamali He kamalani kamaehu kai ka hanoe He kamalei kamahiva pai kalanie Kalanie Eia kule aloha No mauna leo I kanani Ohu ohu I kamali He kamalani kamaehu kai ka hanoe He kamalei kamahiva pai kalanie No mauleo ke aloha kui kalai Aloha Aloha
I just have to say that was beautiful. And I can only imagine how your mom must be feeling seeing that tribute and offering to her. So much wisdom do we get from our mothers. And Maya Angelou shares this. My mother said I must always be intolerant of ignorance, but understanding of illiteracy, that some people unable to go to school were more educated and more intelligent than college professors. There's not a degree that we get in motherhood. There are no operating instructions that come, batteries not included. And I really believe that what Maya Angelou is saying here is that we are born to experience life. And we get so much on the job training as mothers as we tap into that instinct and instinctively navigate through motherhood and share of our hearts and our own wisdom the best we can. So we have a next video, right?
Yeah.
This is with Kelly Bredsky and her son Quentin. And let's see what her wisdom is for him.
My mom has always been she's always had the ability to like find the light in things and the positivity in every situation. And I think about that example because it used to annoy me a lot because I just wanted to like complain about things and just like be upset at certain points, and my mom was always trying to give me the positive scope and, oh, what about this? Oh, what about this? But I later learned to appreciate that because it's helped me be able to find the positives of every situation, no matter how much I want to just get down in the dumps about it.
I try to always put things in perspective and not let the little things get me down. There's a lot of things that are going to happen, and save the grief and the anger and the fear for the big times, and little things when something breaks or just the little things that it can be an irritation, but then to honor the big things and say it's okay to grieve right now, be angry right now, be fearful right now, and know that I have the tools to work through that. And that comes with the strength to say it's okay to feel that, but I'm going to work through it. And so the not letting little things get to me and keeping everything in perspective and looking for joy gives me and builds that strength all the time.
My mom has always tried to be very involved. Like everything that I do, she wants to know about it and how I feel about it and whether I like it or if I don't like it, and what she can do to make me enjoy it more. And so no matter what, whenever a challenge is coming, I know that she is going to do everything that she can to help and listen to what I need and what I want. And it's really nice because it's always been like okay, so we're gonna look at it, we're gonna lay all the facts out on the table, and we're gonna look at it and we're gonna say, here's everything, but none of these things matter if it doesn't matter to you, and it's all gonna be about what is gonna be best for you and your future. And that's really valuable.
I feel like my kids are my greatest success story.
And truly that joy is part of that journey. And Oprah Winfrey, a powerful force in our culture, says biology is the least of what makes someone a mother. And I think this is important because there's so much that happens in motherhood. And it's not about the bloodline. That's part of it. But there's so many mothers who provide that for adopted children or as stepmothers. I had a stepmother and a stepfather, and I got that wonderful mother energy from them. And what's true is love and a willingness to listen, a willing to face the fact that there is not an operating manual, and that we're going to address what is because it's on the table. And Kelly and Quentin brought this to focus. And I really value that because this simple way of addressing the power of motherhood is also brought forward by our next video.
In my life experience, being a mother has been a catalyst and a foundation for everything else I've done. Like even whenever I was young, my mom was that nurturer, and I got that from her. So I was the nurturer in other relationships. And I remember in elementary school, they used to call me mom. Like that was just a thing because I was just always there. And so as I went into management, as I went into becoming a mom and a wife, and that nurturer spirit just continued to grow and build. And I learned a lot of things out of being a mom, the passion that I had to make myself better because I was wanting to be the best I could be for him. And it created a lot more energy and passion behind all the things that I ever tried to encounter or grow about myself, because there was an instantaneous like payoff, you know, that I got to see how that awareness in myself, how that bettered him. I love that I got to be a mom. It was never something that I ever like envisioned for myself, and it is one of the biggest shifts in my life in rising up to that role and doing and making it everything that I thought it could be. I also learned that there is no perfect parenting. You know, I can try everything right, and it's not always going to be the right thing for him. You know, all these little personalities that we're trying to raise and mold into their best version of self sometimes rub against some things that are just naturally in our personality. And I think that I learned that just doing my best and being my best was okay. And that as I learned new truths about him, or that as new things about him rose to like the outer being of who he was, that I could adapt to that, and that, you know, just because it worked with him last week doesn't mean it's going to work with him this week. And so it was a constant evolution of growth for both of us as we learned how to be intermingled in that relationship and how to bring the best out of each other. When it comes to my son, I see his loving nature. He is so wise beyond his years, and sometimes the things that he just expresses to me whenever I'm having a challenge, I'm like, who are you? Where did you come up with this? I'm hoping that he gets that from me. I think that he, you know, he's so grounded, and he's a rock for everyone around him. And I hope that that's something that people would say that I have, and that he's taken on for me, that desire to love deep, you know, to keep your core solid and close, and to make sure that when you have those moments with people that you love, that you make the most of them.
I don't even have words right now, because that's beautiful and it's so true. And John Steinbeck said that perhaps it takes courage to raise children. And Reverend Gary and I joked that maybe he needed to just drop the perhaps and start the sentence with, it takes courage to raise children. It takes courage for me. My personal reflection is that, I mean, first of all, you have to get them into the world, and that is a god-awful painful process. And you have to be courageous to go through that. And we do it instinctively. Why? Because they're worth it. Because they are just absolutely worth it. And the courage it takes to go from that moment through every stage and every phase of their development is terrifying, and it is enlightening. It is painful to love someone as much as you love your children. And it's disappointing. And it just takes courage to get up and do it every day, not knowing what the day holds for our kids, what the world is going to bring to them on their path, right? Because we really are just the gateway. They chose us to be their parents, and we gave them to the world, and their path is not any of our business, other than it is for us to guide them. That's where biology doesn't matter. That's where book smarts doesn't matter. It is just the willingness to say yes every day, whether you're acting like a butt or an angel. I love you. Whether I know how to do that algebra or solve that problem or get you through that breakup, I love you. And we grow and evolve, and you can rest assured that through that process, I have been shown all of those areas of potential, of opportunity for me to be more courageous and to step out and grow more fully into my divine potential. So as I guide and as I grow and as I love, I am gifted beyond measure by my kids and by all of those people who I have had the opportunity to love and mentor from a motherly perspective. And for that today and always, I honor you.
Thank you, Maggie. That personal touch is so important. And what I recognize is that there wouldn't be overpopulation if every mother waited until they were ready to have children.
Amen.
Because the courage to just do it and to accept the outcome is a testament to the strength of women and all those who provide nurturing. So thank you.
I think that I mothered a lot in many of my relationships with younger people and my 12-step programs. I think some of my sponsees felt like I was a mother figure to them in some ways. A lot of people say that I'm like an earth mother, whatever that means. So I think that I kind of have that energy, although I don't feel the role of mother a whole lot. Isn't that interesting?
She always had friends around her, and they always came to her, and they would disappear and go into the bedroom, and you'd either hear them laughing or hear them crying, and they always came to our house and went to her bedroom and brought out their troubles or their happiness, whatever it was. So I think she was always a mothering type of person.
I would tell a new mom to know, to trust her heart, to love, to know that she was going to be overwhelmed and that she was going to doubt herself, and that was okay, that was going to keep her on the growing edge of being a good mom, and just to keep coming back to that center of love. And I know that you're an incredible mom, and I wish you the happiest of Mother's Day.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you also, because you are a mother, and you're a good mother.
Thank you, Mom. You are too.
And so that's what we've come together today for, to say Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Maggie. And I'm so grateful we've had this opportunity to hear the wisdom in these videos and honor motherhood.
Thank you. Let's take that into meditation with the Unity Singers, getting us prepared to enter that space of gratitude.
Be still, go deep. What you sow is what you reap. Be here now, where one is known, where life's fountain always flows. Be still, be still, be still, and know. Be still, be still, be still.
As we take a deep breath, as deeply as we're able, I invite you to follow the trace of your breath right down into your heart space. I do so because today is the day that we are pausing and honoring the divine feminine, the divine mother, the divine appointment as mother that we have all shared symbiotically, somehow, one way or another, be it biology or divinity. We have experienced pure love of motherhood. So as you rest in this place, right here in your heart space, I now invite you to just bring to mind the feelings of motherhood. A time when you first held your baby, the time when you had a shoulder to cry on that maybe wasn't from a bio mom, but the person that showed up to love you unconditionally in just the right moment, just as they knew how to do. Bring to mind how you feel about that person, how you feel about your mom, how you love your grandmother, and those who have walked in that feminine balance in our universe, on our planet, on this globe before us. Breathe deeply into that inherent wisdom that they've shown, the pride that they show, the faith and the love that those women have shown. The tireless nights, the endless days, the strong backs that the divine feminine has to hold that balance for you, just for you, as a part of the one. Breathe into who you are today because they loved you. And as we get ready to enter the silence, I invite you to hold that feeling. Hold who you are in partnership with who they are, who they were, and how you've become exactly who you were divinely appointed to be on this day. And their contribution, their love for you on that path. Let's just hold that now in the silence. Keep breathing into that spirit of gratitude, the spirit of awe and wonder for yourself, for who you are, for all of the ways that mothers have shown up for you. All of the faces, all of the figures, all of the forms. Allow a smile to touch your lips. And as we start to come back into the awareness of our body and our surroundings, keep that feeling of love. Keep the spirit of awe and wonder for who you are. And let us hold on to the gratitude for all of the sculptors that led us to who and what we've become in this moment. So taking another deep breath and wiggling your toes or rolling your neck and opening our eyes, let us join together in this affirmation on Mother's Day. Together, I bless and celebrate all mothers. And now it's time for our offering, the time that we give of ourselves, be that in a tithe or love offering or a prayer and vision for this church as we're seeing manifesting on our beautiful campus. Let us now put that intention, that tithe, that love offering on our hearts and say this affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. Thank you, God.
When I fell, you picked me up. When I had thirst, you filled my cup. Like a peaceful river, you closed my eyes to sleep. And then I started growing up. Cool to think about your selfless love. But now I know that river runs so deep. Now I want you to know that I'm thinking about you. The light of love resides within your tender care. I take a look around, I know I'm never without you. How about some mother's love today? I'm sending back some mother's love your way. The years went by, you loosened the reins, letting go was one more way to show a love that only spoke the truth. Troubles came, questions learned. You soothed my pain, you healed my hurt. Now I understand care. Take a look around. I know I'm never without you. How about some mother's love today? Sending back some mother's love your way. I've made it here, I understand. Mother's love, it has no end. You're always gonna be part of me. Always gives, makes no fuss. Something inside all of us, it lives on when we have gone away. I want you to know that I'm thinking about you. I just wanna say how much I really care. Take a look around. Oh, I know I'm never without you. How about some mother's love today? Sending back some mother's love your way. I want you to know. I just wanna say I take a look around. I know I'm never without you. How about some mother's love today? Ooh, how about some mother's love today? Sending back some mother's love your way.
Thank you. So beautiful. And we want to take this moment to bless the offerings of the Unity Singers, having Jane Briggs with us today, the wonderful people who presented their willingness to serve in the videos when Owen and I asked, and your gifts, your way of bringing your energy into holding this container of this beautiful community, Unity of New Braunfels. We're so blessed by this circle of love that we are. And it is a testament to Mother's love, the way that we are taking care of this that we've been given, this whole campus. So with that love and that gratitude, we say thank you, God. And in this closing affirmation, we affirm that this divine energy, this gratitude, this knowing that we have all that we need to do what we need to do now through whatever's happening in our lives. And it's a blessing that we in Unity have these truths and this knowing, this perspective to deal with this global pandemic. We will come out of this experience stronger, knowing our oneness, and we are blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so let's close this service now.
Yes, thank you for that. That was beautiful, Gary. And if you'll join me in closing our honoring of mothers and motherly love today in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Thank you for joining us. And if you would like to, you can follow that link in the newsletter and join us for a Talk About the Talk. Offer your comments or questions right now following this service. And until we meet again, namaste.
Namaste.